Hello students, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to discuss about two topics. One is mixing of powders and another one is granules. First we are going to see about mixing. What is mixing? The mixing is the process of combining two or more powders to obtain a uniform distribution of all the ingredients. In pharmaceutics, usually the powders contain both active drug and the excipients. Proper mixing enhances the correct proportion of both the active drug and also the excipients. It is a very important step in the preparation of bulk powders, divided powders and capsules as well as the tablets. The mixing of powders enhances the efficiency of safety, efficacy and quality of the final product. Now let's see why mixing is important. First point is to ensure the uniform drug distribution. Mixing provides the equal distribution of both the active drug as well as the excipients. The next point is accuracy of dose. By mixing, we can achieve the correct amount of drug in each dose. Next one is to improve the therapeutic effect. Uniform mixing may ensure the consistent of pharmacological action or increases the therapeutic effect. Next one is to prevent toxicity or underdosing. Usually, the poor mixing may cause toxicity or underdosing. In order to prevent the toxicity and underdosing, we have to mix properly the drug as well as the excipients. The next one is to enhance the product quality. Usually, the mixing improves the stability, appearance, as well as the patient acceptability. The last point is it is also essential for the large-scale manufacturing. Usually, the mixing ensures the batch-to-batch uniformity in industrial production. Next, we are going to see about the methods of mixing powders. Common methods we are used for mixing the powders are mixing with spatula, titration in a mortar, geometric dilution, mixing by sifting, and mixing by rotation. First, we are going to discuss about mixing with spatula. Mixing with spatula is a simple method of mixing powders in which the powders are mixed using a spatula. In this, we have to place the powder in a clean tile or a bowl and we have to mix it by lifting and turning with the spatulas. We have to continue to get the uniform appearance of a powders. The usual advantages of mixing with spatula includes simple and quick process and it is always suitable for the small quantities and ideal for your quick mixtures and very little compression forces involved. Next one is titration in a mortar. It is usually mixing and grinding of powders using the mortar and pestle. For that, we have to place the powder or the solid drug in a mortar and grind and mixed using the pestle. We have to continue the process until we get the uniform and fine mixture of powders. The advantages of this method is it provides a uniform mixing and it also gives the size reduction. Next one is the method of geometric dilution. It is a systematic mixing method in which when there is a small quantity of potent drug is mixed with the large quantity of diluent. For that, we have to take an equal amount of excipient as well as the potent drug. First, we have to mix with the equal amount of both the potent drug as well as the diluent. After getting a product, next we have to add the equal amount of diluent with that of the mixed product. And after mixing thoroughly, we will get another product. With that amount, we have to add equal amount of diluent. Repeat the process until all the diluent is mixed. The advantages in this method is it is a most efficient method for the potent drugs and it also ensures the uniform mixing or equal distribution of potent drugs in all the diluent particles. Next is mixing by sifting. Sifting is the method in which the powders are passed through the sieve and it also helps to break the lumps and mixes the powders uniformly. Here we have to weigh the powders and it is placed on a sieve and pass them through the sieve and repeat this process for 2 to 3 times to get an uniform mixing. Advantages in this process is it is a very simple and quick method, and it is very suitable for the large quantities powders also, and it is very also helps to prevent or break the lumps. Next one is mixing by rotation. This is a method in which it is mainly used in the industries. Here the powders are mixed by rotating the containers. This process is also known as tumbling. The tumbling movement causes the blending of particles. For this, we have to weigh the powders are taken into a closed container or bottles. Usually in industries, we will use a tumbling mixtures. Here we have to rotate the container manually or with the help of a mechanical mixtures. Continue rotate it so that we can get a uniform mixing. For the advantages of this method is we can use this method to mix the large quantities of powders, and it is very simple and labor intensive, and it is also can be used in the industries also. Next, we are going to see another topic, granules. Granules are different from powders. Usually, the granules are also the solid dosage form. It consists of dry aggregated powder or particles which is sufficiently larger than the powder, and it is of irregular in shape. Usually, they are used to prepare tablets and capsules. There are different types of granules. They are effervescent granules, coated granules, sustained or modified release granules, medicated and non-medicated granules. Today we are going to discuss about effervescent granules. Effervescent granules are the special type of granules which consist of organic acids such as citric acid and tartaric acid, which is combined with sodium bicarbonate. Here, along with this, we are adding sweetening agents like sucrose or saccharin to improve the taste. Before administration, these granules are dissolved in water where the acid and bicarbonate reacts and release the carbon dioxide and produces the effervescence. Here, the released carbon dioxide masks the unpleasant taste of the drug, and it also helps to enhances the drug absorption by stimulating the gastric juice secretion. These effervescent granules are prepared by two methods. One is heat method and another one is wet method. Here in heat method, we have to take a stainless steel or a porcelain dish which is to be preheated in an oven or a water bath. In that preheated dish, we have to add the powder mixtures because the heat helps to break or release the water of crystallization from the citric acid powders, and it all forms the dam mass. We have to then pass this dam mass into the sieve to form the granules. Once the granules are formed, these granules are dried at the temperature below 60 degrees Celsius, and it has to be stored in a airtight containers. Next, it is one is wet method. In this method, the blended powders are moistened using the non-aqueous liquid such as alcohol. We have to add an alcohol with the powder and forms a cohesive mass, and that are slurry-like preparations or like a dam mass preparations. Once the dam mass is prepared, then the dam mass is passed through the sieve number like 8, and once it all sieved through that sieve number 8, the granules were collected. And once the granules were collected, they were dried at the temperature below 60 degrees Celsius, and it has to be stored in an airtight containers. Okay students, today we have learned about the two topics. One is mixing of powders and another one is granules. I hope you have all understood both the concepts. Let's see in the next class. Thank you.